right, Speedromizer community, the moment you've been waiting for is here. We have our next run of Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Spyro 1 any percent NBS by the one, the only, Soul. Take it away.
Yes, hello and welcome. I'm on this stream for a very important reason, and that is, first let me get myself introduced here. I am Soul, or Bean Queen Soul. I have this is Spyro Reignited. I've been learning this for the last few months. It's honestly been really fun. But before we get into a whole lot, I know I had an incentive for the color choice. How did that end up looking? If it's all tied, I have an idea, but I want to see how it ended up shaking out.
For the first time in Speedromizer history, we have, let me check here. Let me pull up the incentive. We have an 8-way tie between all colors.
All right, in that case, I have an idea.
All right.
There we go. There's my solution.
That's basically like a rainbow.
It's close enough. Anyways, so let's actually get this started now. So 3, 2, 1, go. Now there's gonna be some cutscenes. A cutscene I'm gonna skip. The short version is the dragons are having a little interview. They have some things to say about Nork, and Nork took it very personally, and so now they're all crystallized. It says Spyro because he was too small to be hit.
Little baby. Also, hi, I'm Toasted Cat. I'm here as well.
Yeah, while I am running into the first stage, definitely feel free to introduce yourself as both the teacher of this run and just a good person in general.
Aw, that's so sweet. Yeah, if you were here like 5-10 minutes ago, you remember me. I did Bug Snacks. But yeah, this is Reignited Trilogy. This is a remake of the PlayStation 1 game. And this category is Spyro 1 any percent no balloonist skip. Which, the requirements for this run is basically at the end of every, like, homeworld, there is a balloonist, and he'll ask you for a certain number of, like, collectibles to be able to go to the next world. There is a big major skip that lets you skip to the end of the game and not have to do any of those. So this category is no balloonist skip. So we do have to get all of the requirements, which are... They're actually, like I said, there's one at the end of each homeworld, but there are only 2 that really matter, which is 50 dragons and 6,000 gems, which is like what the whole game is routed around getting. The other ones you kind of just get along the way without really having to try. So if you're wondering why we're not just running to like the end of every level, it's because we do need a lot of these collectibles.
No, the game is very good about that. It'll say pretty much as soon as you collect it, so you can, like, as soon as you're done, you can, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna leave. We're done.
Yeah.
That's it. That's Stonehill.
There is like an end of level like portal that you can leave through, but it doesn't actually do anything for the most part, except for a few specific places. So you can just leave the level whenever you feel like it.
No.
Yeah, that was the first level, Stonehill. Now we're on our way to Town Square. These levels are gonna fly by. We're in most of them for like a minute, maybe 2 at the most. They're not very long.
Yeah, let's hope we don't see Spyro go off into space really soon here.
I don't know, that could be fun.
I mean, yes, but it's slow.
Yeah. There is a trick coming up here, which there's like a little raised section up in this level that has a dragon and a good couple of valuable gems, and then it lets you go over to like the end of the level. You'll see in a second. And the way you do that is if you stand in this specific spot during the end of this dragon cutscene, you kind of just get lifted up. But if you are standing in the wrong spot, you can get flung so high. It is actually like FPS dependent, and I've had a friend test with like a really good computer, and they actually went like for like an hour, I think, just went straight up. It's insane. You just kind of like leave the skybox.
Yeah, I've done that for
fortunately,
fun.
that didn't happen.
I've done that for fun, just to see like how far he went. It was like a good like minute.
Yeah, you just kind of go. But fortunately, that didn't happen. Perfect fairy proxy. Good job.
Yeah, it's good that it didn't happen, but it's very funny when it does.
Yeah.
But like I think once I learned about it, I showed it off on stream and then also put it to like the DuckTales Moon theme. until they hit the water.
That's funny. Yep. And then there is a feature. This is a new feature added to this game that wasn't in the original. Is in the guidebook, which is just like the menu that shows you all of your collectibles and all the levels you've had unlocked. You can just warp to any level you've already been to. So it is faster when you're done with Town Square to just warp back to the start of the homeworld, like Beam just did there. And now we're on our way to the balloon, and that's the first homeworld. We're gonna go into.
Artisans does not have a lot going on, but it has a lot going on, but it does like very quickly, like it's like 4 minutes.
Yeah, like we're gonna end up going into pretty much every level in most of the homeworlds after this, but in Artisans, there's a lot of low value gems, not a lot of dragons we need at the moment. They're all pretty slow, so we end up skipping like half the levels and not getting a lot in the levels we even go into. So pretty short.
Oh yeah, so you remarked about the mini-map icon. Yeah, the mini-map icon also just kind of leaves the screen. It's kind of great.
I forgot there was even a mini-map option in this game. I haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah, I think I saw that in runs, and I was like, how is that how do you get that? And then I see it in the option. Oh, there's a mini-map option.
Uh-huh.
And that definitely helped for a few stages, especially one much later on, Icy Flight, when I was trying to figure out the route for that one.
Oh yeah, if you don't know the levels super well, you can get lost in them pretty easily. Especially the flights. But yeah, nothing crazy going on so far. Kind of just picking up gems, getting dragons. Like I said, we're like, the goal is to end up with 6,000 gems by the time we're like going to the final homeworld. So we're going to be picking up as many gems as we can along the way, like between dragons, and we're also going to be getting a lot of the higher value gems. So like, if you see the gems are all different colors, reds are 1, greens are 2, blues are 5, yellow is 10, and pink is 25. So the higher value, obviously, the more we want to go make sure we get those.
Spyro, I need you to not bonk into that, please. That would be very useful.
Then coming up here is a little tricky jump. We're gonna, hopefully if everything goes right, gonna clear a gap just to get over to a dragon early. If not, it's not a big deal. Oh, okay.
Very clean.
Yeah. Very nice. And that just skips having to go around the intended way back where we came from, which would be a lot slower.
Yeah, if I fell there, I would have to take the death. That would put me back to the last checkpoint, and it would skip most of the run around back.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we didn't have to do that. So honestly, that jump's actually gotten more consistent with the way I'm doing it now, since I just kind of I do like the whole circle. I don't have to like weirdly backtrack over.
Yeah, it gives you a little more time to like line it up.
But while I am running through Clifftown, if we have any messages, this would be a decent time for them.
Yeah, let me take a look here real quick.
I guess not.
Oh, right.
It's all ready for way.
I keep forgetting to unmute myself on Discord.
I've done that. Don't feel bad.
I've done it 2 runs in a row now.
That's funny.
We'll try once. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
That's fine.
It's close. So yeah, coming up right here, we're gonna see this egg thief. This is actually the 3rd type of collectible in the run. Very nice. We only need 5 of those, and they're all very, very, like, you don't even go out of your way and you just kind of get them. The only trick with them that you need to know is there's like, if you get the thief normally, there's a little cutscene that plays where the egg flies in the air and then it homes into you and you collect it. If you are in the air, though, when you kill the thief, it doesn't actually do that cutscene and it saves a couple seconds. So you want to make sure you're jumping or like falling, just not on the ground when you get the kill, which Soul did there perfectly.
Ooh, very good. Wait a minute.
Yep, don't forget the...
Now remembered. the other awkward part, having my muscle memory decide to be very mean and not let me do that in the order I keep wanting to do it.
Uh-huh. That's the thing that's tough with learning this game, is there's a lot of like micro routing you have to remember going for gems, you know, in levels. So like if you learn one way and have to relearn another way, it's gonna be a struggle. Yep, just gonna jump over here.
Just play to safe so I don't fall away, because I would rather not have to lose out on any of these.
Yeah. Like, we have a route of the gems we want to get, and we also give ourselves a little buffer, so like if, you know, miss a couple gems here and there, it's not gonna kill the run. But if you start missing too many, it can be a problem, and you'll have to make them up later. Which
yeah, so I've absolutely lost runs and not having enough gems, and it really sucks when you're like really close and then you just barely miss it.
Yeah.
Speaking of edge, though, I was gonna grab you because there's a dragon much later that we really don't want to deal with, and so that way we don't have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very nice. There's actually a like really big invisible wall jutting out of where she just jumped over there, because you're not really supposed to come from that side that way. So that jump is a little tighter than it looks, but perfectly done.
I'm surprised I have not missed that jump once.
Yeah. It's deceptively hard because the wall sticks out way further than you'd expect. And then coming up here is going to be the first flight level of the run, which is basically kind of like a mini game. There's 4 sets of 8 like collectible like object goal things, like these rings, and she's going to fly around, you know, and get all of them. And there's like an intended order that you're supposed to do it in, but we're gonna go in like kind of off track. You see, we're gonna get some lighthouses, now get some arches, just to optimize a little bit.
Yeah, which, funny enough, this actually makes it easier on time, because doing it the quote-unquote intended way, it's actually very tight on your time, and it's very easy to, if you miss like one, you basically have to reset the whole thing. It's very rough.
Yeah, and the most important thing in these levels is if you hit the water, you instantly lose and have to restart, which can lose a lot of time. So most important thing is make sure.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to do this a safe way so I don't have that happen.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
Well, this loses a few seconds compared to the faster route, but the faster route also can end in absolute disaster if you things don't line up like you need them to.
Mm-hmm. And then also by ending like right in front of that lighthouse, there's like a little spiral like flying animation where Spyro goes up and does a spin when you get everything. But if you like bonk into something during that, it kind of just stops and lets you leave. So saving a little bit of time there too. Now we're going into the first boss level of the run. We're not actually fighting our first boss, though. We are just gonna get some gems and leave. The bosses in this game are pretty not...
They are certainly bosses.
They certainly are called bosses, that's for sure.
There we go.
Ooh, nice. Good jump. Yeah, especially in these first...
No.
That was scary.
Don't do that, Spyro, please. That would be very bad.
It's fine. You're fine. But yeah, the bosses they take a little bit, and the first 2 don't give like any gems, so they're not worth doing. Unfortunate, because I love Shem.
Yeah, now we're done, because much as the Shem fight is kind of fun, watching them run around after you ignite them, yeah, it doesn't give you a lot of benefit. But now, we have our final level of Peacekeepers, the Ice Tavern. A lot of the same stuff, but we do have a somewhat tricky jump here near the end of it. I say that, honestly, the jumping, honestly, hasn't been that bad.
Be a little scary.
I think Shemp overall gives you something like 30 gems? Or 40?
Something like that.
It's actually a surprisingly low number.
Yeah, especially because every time you hit him, there's like a little cutscene where you can't move and he like runs away to the next platform, you know? Whereas like the next boss we're gonna actually fight, you'll see, once you run up to him, he'll die in one hit at the end, and then you just get like, I think it's, how many gems? Like 55 or something? Yeah, Ice Cavern, pretty chill level. Nothing too crazy going on.
As someone who appreciates that. Let's see how well I did this part. Because I know of another route for it, but I haven't quite done it that way yet. That is not a button I wanted to hit. I'm gonna play that safe. I don't want to fall.
Ooh, yeah, careful.
I didn't do that quickly, but sometimes it does not work the way I would like it to.
Yeah.
And we have our final jump coming up. Perfect.
Very nice. Not bad at all.
By the way, they want to throw a snowball at me. I don't want them to throw a snowball at me.
Yeah.
The less damage we have Sports take, the better. Sports basically is our health. He has 3 colors: yellow, blue, green, and then nothing. We don't want him to go away, because if he goes away, then he will not grab gems for us.
Yeah, I've never explained that. If he does go away, you have to actually like physically touch the gems yourself.
Yeah,
with Spyro,
it's
and that takes a
awful
lot
when it
longer.
happens.
Yeah.
But while we're on this loading screen, getting into the next world, well, okay, we're actually almost there. But if there's any messages while I do a few more things to grab, this would be a good time for it.
Yeah, so let me make sure that I have myself unmuted this time. I did want to remind people that we are raising money for QMUNITY. QMUNITY has been built by and for queer, trans, and two-spirit communities since 1979, and today their leadership continues to create and build an organization that supports everyone within two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, and asexual communities across British Columbia, and through support, connection, and leadership.
Alright, so going into Alpine here. You may have noticed we're actually already at 26 dragons, I believe. So already more than halfway done with those, but we are only about a quarter of the way done with the gems. You'll see as we get into the later worlds, the gems are going to start to be a lot higher value overall, which is kind of why we go through the early worlds with just getting dragons and kind of get out. Not a lot of places where there's like really good gems.
This so you don't mess with me there. Now I can grab these, not worry.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that cycle.
No, because otherwise I have to wait an extra cycle. It's not a big deal, but it's a little bit slow.
Yeah, Alpine is a very cycle-based level, so. A lot of time to be made and lost.
I don't know how I fat-fingered the white button, but okay, sure game, whatever you say.
You had to wait on the door anyways, it's fine. Ooh, nice.
Okay,
Just
good. I
barely
didn't
made that.
have the weird situation I had yesterday where I accidentally sent those chests into space.
Oh yeah, if you kill the guy like at a very specific time, the chests get physicsed and are just gone.
Yeah,
they
they took a while to come back, and I was like, oh. That's fine. That's on purpose. Yeah, the other reason Sparks' health is important, there are the rare damage boost moments like that one. And if Sparks' health is too low, I'm not doing those.
Yeah, those fireworks chests that you may or may not have seen, the orange guy was kind of in the way, but if you flame them, they'll like catch on fire and then they explode after a second, and then you have to go pick up all the gems. Whereas if you just charge into them, Spyro will take a hit, but then they all just like automatically home into you and it explodes immediately, so it's a lot faster to do that, but you do have to sacrifice some health, so.
Yeah, and in this case, unfortunately, I had to sacrifice two hits there because of, that's not great, but I have a backup for that.
Yeah. The little like creatures running around the level, they're called fodder, and they are how you get Spyro's health back up. If you kill them, they drop a little butterfly and Sparks will eat it. So not a big deal. Just
yeah,
have to go out of our way
also
for a second.
after a certain number, you'll get a blue one that both gives him an extra life and also fully refills Sparks regardless of what health he has.
Mm-hmm. It's every 10 fodder you kill, you get an extra life. Alright, coming up here is going to be our first supercharge level of the run. Supercharge ramps in this game. There's a couple levels, they're like built into the level. You'll see it in a... It'll take us a few seconds to get to it, but it's like a ramp with a bunch of lit up arrows. If you start charging down it, Spyro will do a supercharge, which is like he'll start speeding up and go a lot faster, and he'll be able to charge through some things he wouldn't normally be able to. And we actually like just abuse the extra speed as much as possible to get a lot of stuff when you're going for like the fastest routes. I don't think you ended up learning any keyboard mouse stuff, did you?
No, I tried and I just couldn't wrap my head around it.
No, that's fair. Optimally, when you're playing this game, you do have to use or you can use keyboard mouse anytime, but you need to use it for these supercharges because Spyro like turns faster. So there's some different strats you can do. Yeah, there's some different strats you can do with controller, which is what Soul's gonna do, but it is not like the optimal strats.
No, and I think even like the speedway, they run a little bit better if you're using keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's the first. There's our two dragons.
Yeah, so if you see, she's able to run through the spring chest and the firework chest and not take any damage and just keep going, and you end up speeding up. There's gonna be a couple more levels in the run that have those.
Not to mention, we're gonna have another supercharge very, very soon. Actually, in fact, right as soon as we leave the stage.
Yeah, you might have noticed we actually ran up a supercharge ramp to get up to this level, so running back down, see. Yep, and then right here, that was a strong box that doesn't... There's a couple of strong boxes in this game. Some of them have keys to open them. There's a couple like that one that don't, and you have to supercharge to break them. It's the only way to get their gem, but they usually have a lot of good gems. That one had a 25 in it.
Yeah, and you don't want to miss that one if you can help it.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I've had a couple of runs where I just barely missed the angle and had to go without it, and that was rough. I was able to back it up. There's lots of gems, but you don't want to be in that situation. Yeah, no, you don't. I wish to not be Bont.
There's a lot of enemies at the start of this level.
Never mind,
almost
That's fine.
Didn't get hit.
That one
Really
gets me
awkward.
sometimes.
Yeah. That spot's kind of awkward with the two wizards like floating around wherever, and then the guy that wants to bonk you. So here's some more supercharging. Gonna use it to jump over to this island. Nice, got both the spring chests while keeping it.
Yeah, that
good.
one's easier said. And deliberate death, so we didn't get back.
Yeah, the dragons also act as checkpoints if you die. So by intentionally dying after that one, instead of having to fly back and run all the way. To
that's
the
one I didn't
ramp.
hit. That's the one I was trying to remember.
Yeah. Yep, another strong chest right here has another 25 in it. Just gonna climb Lucas Hill real quick. This is actually gonna be right here, the last thief of the run. There's you only need 5 eggs to leave this homeworld actually, so that will be the last one. There's actually a couple more thieves that drop other things, but that's the last one that's gonna drop an egg for us.
Yeah, there's 12 of them in total, and the rest of them are in like this world.
Yeah.
Like I forget the exact distribution, but it's like most of them are here. There's like 7 of them, like 0 from this point onward.
Yeah, there's 2 in the first homeworld, 2, 3 in the second, and then yeah, like 7 here.
I'm surprised that didn't hit me.
All right, going into our second flight level of the run. This one can be a little trickier than Night Flight, depending on the route you do. I'm not sure if you learned a better route than the one you showed me.
I haven't yet. This one I was like, you know what? The more important thing is actually making sure I don't fail.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said on the last flight, if you fail at any point,
that's fine. Go back for that one, no problem.
Yeah, if you fall in the water or you run out of time, you have to just restart. And the reason we do these flights is because every like objective that you clear, like getting all those planes right there, gives you 60 gems, and then if you get all 4 sets of collectibles in the same run, you get another 60. So it's an easy 300 gems that takes about a minute. But yeah, if you fail it, obviously, you know, it's a pretty big time loss. So
yeah, I know absolutely how to run. Where I messed up Night Flight, lost like 2 minutes. It sucks. It sucks if you ever mess it up.
So especially for a marathon setting, you know, it's safer to just, you know, do whatever route you're comfortable with. Because the faster route for this level involves you, like, right as you start, you, like, drop down 180, spin around, and then start doing things backwards, so. Not the easiest thing ever.
No, and losing time here is kind of not great, but it's whatever.
Oh.
It's actually not too bad, but...
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
I've definitely had better. I've had some minute in that once, a few times, so it could definitely be faster. But if you miss one, usually you can come back for it. Also, there's a dragon that we skipped.
Yeah, you kind of just automatically fly into him on the way out of the level, so you go after. You get him after. And we're coming up on our first boss. We're gonna actually fight now. Quote unquote fight. It's not really much of a fight.
No, it's more like a weird chase.
Yeah, this level is actually the highest like density gems of any level in the game. Like the most gems for the least amount of time.
Yeah, this is like the one stage yet. Starting out, you might actually just straight up 100% the stage.
Yeah. I think if you do it like optimally, I actually forget for this game because I've been playing the original game a lot, but in one of them you only miss like 3 gems. You miss like a red and a green somewhere, and that's it.
They did something like 7 or 8.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you don't go down to the side here in this game, that's right. Unless you're like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, or I did let you touch the cycle so I can get them anyway.
Uh-huh. Just a few extra gems to work with, never a bad thing.
There's a 1 dragon.
Yeah, the boss levels tend to have way less dragons. Oh, scary. Still alive though. Yeah, all of them except for the second to last boss has one dragon in it. So we only go in them for the gems if they're good, which they are. Yep, and then if you haven't noticed, this is the final boss that we're gonna hit for the third time, and then he just falls over and dies.
Nope, that is not what I wanted. That was a misinput.
It happens. The menuing in this game can be a little funky because there's like cursor memory that persists all the time, so it always remembers your last option. So if you don't, it can, you know, be a little silly.
Yeah, or the game just goes weird for a second and decides either to not take your input, so you accidentally hit the button. And then now it's time for the game to be a little bit rough because Terra's Village is certainly a stage.
Yeah. Beastmakers is around where the game starts getting pretty difficult. Or not pretty difficult, this is a pretty easy game, but it's where it gets more difficult casually. There's a lot more enemies that are unforgiving, and the level design's a little harder to navigate.
Yeah, especially the big guys with the giant stun baton. Just sometimes they'll do like a thrust attack, and those come very quickly. It's very hard to not take a hit sometimes.
Yeah.
But we have plenty of health, so we should be good.
Yep.
And if we did need it, well, there we go. We have another bit of fodder right there.
Yeah, fortunately, there's a good bit of fodder around here if you are low on health.
Alright, let's do this so you don't electrify the floor later.
Yeah, so the gimmick of this level is that there's some zappy floors that the guys will like smack and then shock, and if you're standing on them, you know, you take damage. Also, we saw one a long time ago, but this is the first place is probably obvious, but there's like these fireworks in a couple of levels, and that's the other way you can break these strong chests. If you light the firework and it'll fly around a little bit and then slam into the chest.
That's fine.
Not a big deal.
Tommy before I did this. That's unfortunate.
Oh.
That's fine.
That's
we have
right.
fodder for a reason.
Yeah, you made it out with green sparks and then got some fodder right there. No big deal.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Okay, we're good.
Very nice.
Now, as long as I remember to grab Bruno as I get out of here, we're good. Because I have definitely forgotten to do that several times.
Everybody forgets Bruno. It's okay. Yeah, if you run the completion category for this game, you get Bruno on the way into Terrace, and then you immediately just go left when you leave the level. So if you like have that muscle memory at all, it's very easy to forget him when you're playing this category.
Oh, so that's how I was actually doing it before.
Oh yeah.
Because I was going like the other way around.
Oh, almost got.
I swear the board jump scare is real. And there's Fleetus. He has to go.
He does have to go.
Don't become a crystal again, I guess. I guess the best way to explain this, the final world, you actually re-rescue a bunch of dragons. And Cletus is one of them.
Yeah, the lore is basically, you know, you free them, and then they're like, oh, we'll just go fight Nasty again, and then they just get frozen
yeah,
again.
and then they just get bodied.
Yeah. They tried.
They certainly did. But I can't be mad at them. They wanted to try and take care of it themselves. It just didn't work out.
I can still be a little mad at them, though, you know? It is their fault.
Well, okay, to be fair, I mean, at the end, it's pretty much like they did crystallize again. And Spyro's just kind of like, here we go again, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you toast Nort, and Nort's just like, yeah, how about I just do it again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also didn't mention in another flight here, this is probably the hardest flight in the run. Kind of finicky.
Yeah, doing this one as a speedrun is probably one of the hardest outside of night flights near the end. And maybe the casual is it's Icy Flight.
Yeah, Icy Flight's a little hard just because you get lost. This flight's hard because you just gotta like stay close to the water when you're getting the boats, and you gotta... There's like two separate sets. There's like two separate sections where there's like things like collectibles going against each other, and you gotta get two at once. It's a little confusing, but very well done. Yeah,
and in memory serves, I know it's this way on PS1, but I want to say that the closer you are to the water, the faster Spyro actually flies.
Yeah. I believe on PS1 it's because there's just like less to render when like half the screen's water. So the game actually just like plays a little faster. But in SRT it's like actually a mechanic that like the lower you are, the faster Spyro goes. It's not like super noticeable if you're like looking for it, but if you are timing things, it's definitely noticeable.
You notice it because you'll be like, oh, it's a little bit faster now for some reason. Mm-hmm. And I think that's how I noticed it. It was like, oh, my time actually went down a little bit. This is probably why. And then especially once I saw somebody explain that about the PS1 version. And I know the devs have been very much about keeping this faithful to that release.
Uh-huh.
Also, I'm not sure what these things are, but I don't like them. I just know they're basically trees.
Tree bush guys. Yeah, this level is infamous when you're casually playing for having like the hardest enemies in the game, and they are pretty finicky when you're speedrunning too. Very easy to just take a lot of hits in this level.
Yeah, there's also a path that I'm not going to be taking here, and the reason for that is there's a dragon at the end, there's a lot of gems, but the problem is that it's incredibly hard. The enemies all suck, and nobody likes it for understandable reasons.
Yeah, luckily it's not worth it anyways, because that room does suck. It's just like, I think like 6 frogs and like 5 of the metal guys in one small space.
Yeah, and a lot of it. Yeah, you'll hit one of these guys, and then it's like, oh well, here's the ton coming out. So just take damage, I guess. Ooh, I'm surprised I didn't miss the angel on that one, because the game is very good about. You missed the angel, you are now in the perfect range to be hit.
Yeah. You're handling this very well, though. This level's going very nice. And then I believe after getting these gems is where you're going to end the level, right?
Pretty much. It's going to be these. It's going to be those 2 chests I skipped at earlier on, and then we're done.
Okay.
Thankfully, we do not have to go that extra route anymore. Because I hated that route. I survived the Rainforest Cafe, and all I got was this t-shirt. Yeah, that's how it feels. Like I survived Misty Bog, and all I got was this t-shirt.
Why have I never heard Misty Bog called Rainforest Cafe? I need to start saying that.
I haven't either, and I love it. If I was going to rename any splits on there, that's that one just the rename for sure now.
Can we get Rainforest Cafe on a t-shirt with the Spyro logo and just sell it?
If only. No. Rainforest Cafe, but it's in the Spyro like font.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Also, Treetops and Spyro just kind of looks at you like you know what's about to happen. Treetops is a very infamous stage for several reasons. It is also probably the most fun stage once you know how to actually do anything in it.
Yeah, this level is very frustrating for a lot of people casually because it's like kind of a puzzle supposed to be where you how you get to some of the sections, but once you know what you're doing and you can just fly around the level, it's pretty fun. Not literally fly, but
yeah, like you want supercharged stages. This is the supercharged stage.
Yeah,
by far.
You're supposed to like figure out like which ramp you're supposed to go down, and even go like backwards on a ramp at some point to like get to the spot the spot Soul's about to go to. But if you do this right, you can kind of just there you go. That should be it. Aw.
That tortures me more than I care to admit sometimes.
Yeah, I remember when I used to, before keyboard and mouse did the thing, and I used to do that on controller, that torch was the bane of my existence.
We're fine. No, we're not.
Aw.
Also, the game has a sense of humor when it comes to platforms. Sometimes that happens, and it looks like you should make it, and then you don't for some reason, and it's just the worst. Alright, this time we're good.
Yeah,
this time we're good.
Yeah, more than fine that time.
I need to make sure I did read that one.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, we got another thief there, but that one was just holding a gem. No egg anymore.
Yeah, I've heard this stage is also hard on the original. Like, again, Reignited, very faithful to the original. Most stuff I've heard about the original is like almost 1-to-1 for this one, to a point. And there's our last dragon, but we're not actually done here.
Oh. Yeah, there's a lot more gems after this point that are really good.
I'm gonna get this because we're gonna it may end up taking a death here depending on how things go.
Yeah, there's a trick right here where you can like do a. We'll see how Queen does it. Oh.
Yeah, it didn't work out. That's fine.
I've never seen anyone even try to do it like that.
I've tried to figure out a way to do that on controller, and I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah. Normally what you want to do is like go down to the end of the ramp and turn like off the top right.
So you have more speed when you turn. That makes sense.
Yeah. So basically the way the supercharge works in this game is like it's entirely time-based. So the longer you're charging, the faster you go. So if you stall on that ramp long enough, you can build up enough speed to make this jump up to this higher area instead of doing the intended way of like going around and going on some other ramps and building up some speed. And then just gonna get these fan chests and then exit level. And there's treetops. Not too bad.
Yeah, that one, if you mess up, you can lose a bunch of time just from dying. But it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And there are safer ways to do that if you're like starting out. Like there's the intended speedrun route for that's a lot more forgiving by comparison.
Yeah, it's not too harsh. There's a few tricks in this game with supercharging that are brutal if you're going for like the top level strats, you know, but everything has like an easier backup. Now you may have, if you remember a while ago, I did say we need 50 dragons, and we are actually at 49. So we are going to be getting the last
there's one dragon here, so very conveniently we get our 50th during this.
Yep. There is actually one more dragon we'll get after this one, but it's at the very end of the game, and you'll see why when we get there. Yeah, so there's a little secret area down here. Has a
also that sewer likes to be kind of mean on that jump. That's probably one of the harder casual jumps, let alone as a speedrun jump.
Mm.
But it's worth it. We did a key that's going to give us a bunch of gems. In fact, there's actually a lot more gems here than you think there would be. Thanks to the side pass, and that one doesn't take too much time to get.
Yeah, we skipped the first 2 boss levels in the first 2 worlds because they have like almost no gems, especially at the boss fight. But from here on out, we did a Blowhard earlier, and that had like really good gems, and the Metalhead's gonna have really good, and the last boss level is gonna have really good gems. They end up being some of the best by the end, which is funny.
Yeah, we're just saying something considering Toasty and Champ being not very good.
Yeah.
To the point that Champ we don't even do the fight with, and Toasty we don't do at all.
Yeah, we don't even go in the level. It's like when you're in the early game, you just want dragons, you don't need gems, and the boss levels don't have like a lot of dragons at all. So now this is the Metalhead boss fight, an actually challenging boss fight in this game, even though it's still not very challenging. Just like the pylons light up green, and then they turn red in shock, and you just gotta charge into them while they're green. And there are 2 phases, so it's not...
That's fine, we can get right back up here, no problem.
Yeah. This is why we went out of our way for the key earlier. There's the ski chest up here, and it does have a good bit of gems.
Oh, that's very convenient.
Oh yeah, the cycles lined up
That's
very
fine.
nicely. Oh.
That kind of worked out anyways, it's fine.
Yeah, that works. We'll take that.
Yeah, we definitely take those. Camera, please. And then we'll do one last bit of gems up here. We're not going to go all the way around. We're just going to get these ones, and then we're out. Case in point.
Yeah, those line of gems, there's, if you notice that he, like, throws enemies at you during the fight, they actually are, like, standing up there. They're stored there until he throws them, and, if you kill Metalhead and there's still a bunch of enemies up there, they kind of just die, and the gems just fall on the ground. That's why there's a bunch up there.
Grab that, please, Sparks. Thank you.
Yep, gonna go out of our way for one more key.
I'm gonna make sure he doesn't zap me.
Yeah.
He has absolutely zapped me before.
And then this is the balloonist that wanted the 50 dragons, so we don't need any more from here on out. Now it's just getting 6,000 gems by the end of this homeworld we're going into right now.
Yeah, we're like 800 off, but with the way we do Dreamweavers, we should have just enough by the time we get through Jockwes.
Yeah.
And Jockwes is probably the most valuable boss outside of Nord. Gives you, I think it's like 100 gems for that fight.
He gives you 100 when you kill him, and then there's also another 75 just on the ground right next to where you kill him.
It's very good for... don't you dare.
Oh. Almost got clapped.
Almost got me, because this game does... again, if your angle is just slightly off, you just won't hit them, and then they hit you.
Mm-hmm.
And that one thankfully has one of the slower attacks. He actually just like a clap attack to hit you.
Yeah.
I'll just wait this one out.
So, you are gonna do Icy Flight and then Jocks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen your route where you go through, I think it's like Dark Passage and an upper stage. I do not know that one at all yet.
Yeah, there's been a couple iterations of the route over the years. This is the route the original game does, and what we did for a while is what you're seeing here. Gonna shoot these guys with the cannon to make them small so we can actually charge them. And then that passage up there is where Icy Flight is. So she is gonna go up there and go get the 300 gems from Icy Flight, and then go to the last boss of this homeworld. The current like optimal route, if you're going for like world record, goes into Haunted Towers and then Dark Passage and then Jock, and skips this flight, which is only worth it if you're doing like some of the crazy supercharged strats. So very reasonable to just do this route.
Icy Flight, my beloved / beloved. Beloved back when I did it, when I was doing this casually and trying to figure it out, because Icy Flight Yeah, it's very easy to get lost, and I got lost a lot.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of grinded it out and accidentally found the speedrun route.
Yeah, this fight's pretty big. If
it was like, oh, I feel like I have a good grasp on this now. How does the speedrun do? And it was just like, oh, it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I found the speedrun route.
Yeah, if you look on the map in the bottom left, you can kind of see there's like 3 separate like sections of the level, and they're all connected with a train track, and there's like the moving train cars going around that you gotta keep track of and make sure you're not missing any. It's a lot to keep track of. Yeah, so far it's going pretty well.
Okay, Joe, we didn't have what happened on the last run I did, where I somehow just kept missing all of that.
Happens.
It was very unfortunate. I lost like 30 seconds. I didn't fail, but I lost a lot of time. It was just kind of like, oh, great, okay, sure.
And nicely done. So that's the last flight of the run.
Let's see, we are at... Okay, we are actually like right where I should be on gems.
Yeah, you're doing really good on gems. That's not a problem. Are you still doing the right side of Jacques?
I only did it in my last PB, and that was only because I had only needed 200. In this case, but otherwise, no, I do left route. Now I know how to do it.
Yeah. I think you're good enough on gems right now that you could do the right side, but you know, do whatever you're comfortable with, obviously.
I could. I think I know some I could get that would make that doable. Like if I did these, for example. Oh wait, that's only 4. Never mind.
Yeah, just do whatever you're comfortable with. Yeah, Jacques is the this is the last level before the 6,000 gem requirement, so it's kind of the cleanup level. Like however many gems you need, you want to like route on the fly, basically.
Can I please do that actually, so I have the extra anyway? There we go.
Okay, you might be skipping a little too many gems.
That'll give me... Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, if you go back and get the key chest and those like 10 gems, you should be good.
$175, that'll give me not enough. Yeah, I should have done it a different way. That's fine. I need you to actually please hit.
Yeah, it's okay. After this key chest, you'll have plenty now.
Yeah, we're fine after this. I should have just done that from the start, though. That's fine, though. But I did gonna lose a lot of time because I did it just kind of not right. And then that's gonna make it worse. That's gonna make it worse.
That's fine. No, Tara, SRT does have one layer cake. You can do it.
I have not heard of one layer cake, so I have no idea what that is.
You know that like cake kind of looking platform that you use to get to the key? Yeah. You only have to flame one of the fools, and then you can make the jump up to the key and across. But obviously, you know, 2 is safer.
Yeah, that one lost me like a minute because it's just the way I did it. That's fine. Should have done it the way I was going to do it from the start, and that's okay. We're still actually on decent pace.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go?
Are you running your load list timer for this?
I actually am.
Oh. All right.
But mostly because I just wanted to see the time for myself.
Of course.
But now we have enough gems, we have enough dragons. It is now just get through to the end. Yeah, also balloonists echo for some reason when you go through their tests really fast. I've never understood why.
Yeah, I don't know why either. It's a little silly. And then this is the actual last dragon of the run. So the way the final homeworld works here, this is Nasty's world. So This is like the final bosses area. Those exit level portals we've been ignoring the whole game. We actually need to go through now because like the final boss is the 3rd level in this homeworld, and the levels will only unlock if you go through like the end of the level before it. And also you needed that dragon, or else this next level won't open. So Soul's just gonna be running and getting to the end of the level portal as fast as possible for the next 2 levels.
And make sure I stay alive. That's very important because ideally we're not grabbing dragons, so if we die, we are starting the stage over. And we don't want to do that for very obvious reasons. It's very bad, especially if it's Twilight Harbor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, and to that mean, I'm gonna grab that for safety just to make sure I have the Sparks at full health. Mm-hmm. I don't need it here usually, but I am gonna need it later, and I do take a damage boost here anyway, so I'm gonna slow down on that just so I don't have that happen. There we go.
Yeah, Misty Bog is the level that's infamous for the enemies being hard, but Twilight is just as hard, if not harder. So.
Oh, that hit me in the head. Fine.
Oh, it's okay. There's a couple fodder in the homeworld if you want to get them and play it safe.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? I thought those were fine.
Yeah.
As long as I don't mess them in Twilight Harbor, it'll be okay, even with no sparks.
Yeah, and then just take this damage over the water.
It doesn't mean I'm definitely not going to be trying to do the faster route, but honestly, I haven't figured out the faster route yet.
Uh-huh.
But short version, Twilight Harbor, lots of enemies. Also, they like basically, in this version, firing basically Splatoon-esque guns at you.
Yeah. The original game has like actual assault rifles, which is really funny for a kid's game. But obviously that's not family friendly in 2018.
No, so they fire
paintballs now.
Yeah, I guess paint. I guess some sort of paint or something, but either way it's changed. And honestly, I kind of like the change. I think it's neat, but
a lot of people hate on the change. I think it makes way more sense for them to have goo guns than actual like rifles. That's just me. I think this like fits the theme a lot better. So yeah, you can see
and
a
now for the
lot
part
of...
where I now play jump rope.
Yeah. Oh,
good.
Okay.
We made that jump. That's
Nice.
the hardest. That's the hardest jump in the level because you miss that jump, you get knocked into the water, and you die.
And you have to redo the whole thing.
There's
yeah.
no way to get out of it without just losing all your health.
Yeah. Very nice. That was very nicely done.
I am glad that went as well as it did because that went to go wrong very quickly.
And now this is the final boss.
And hopefully we don't do what I did yesterday and mess up on the Chief Thieves by not quite getting the flame attack in time.
Hopefully.
How many times does Duo Hazard and Spyro in these days? I actually don't know because I haven't played 2 or 3 yet. that was a after Speedromizer plan. Okay, good. We actually got it this time.
Yeah.
So this part should go pretty quick, pretty straightforward. We turn like the corner kind of sharp, we get the T.
There we go. Alright, perfect.
Now, hopefully we don't mess up trying to do Nord, because if you're not fast enough, he will just run again, and you have to do the whole chase, and you lose 30 seconds.
Yeah. So good luck, good luck.
But time will be coming up when I get the second hit on Nord. There's one. Time.
GG.
That is a 26-second PB.
Yo,
Oh, let's go.
That is
Let's
almost
go.
a 57 RTA.
Congratulations.
But one of the last thing I will check, just for the hell of it. Might as well see what it is. That is actually also an in-game PB.
Yo,
Let's
the
go.
double PB.
Jeez.
Yeah, so the game actually uses in-game time for every also, but for PC we use loadless for a very good reason. As told, IGT is a suggestion.
Yeah.
I've had runs where I PB by like a little bit, and then it's like the in-game time is like 30 seconds slower. And I've had runs where I like have like it's a really bad run. Don't PB, but the in-game time is somehow faster. It's a whole thing, and I don't understand it. This game is silly with the IGT timer.
Yeah.
But this won't be the end for me, because I will be commentating in the next run. It's actually the run that I submitted. But anyways. First of all, Libby did a quick shout out to the chat, because chat has been absolutely phenomenal with helping me learn this run, giving me advice on stuff, just great all around. This run's actually been really fun to learn. I kind of want to learn the other two, but I want to play them casually before I do that.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
And I guess maybe a small shout out to the Spyro community, because I haven't talked much in there, but they have also seemed very good.
Yeah, Spyro community is very helpful.
But anyways, before I shout myself out, well, I know you've already given your own shoutouts, Cal, but if there's any others you want to give, or like where people can find you, definitely do it.
Not in particular. I mean, twitch.tv/toastedcat is if you want to see my stream. If anyone's interested in learning this game, feel free to reach out to me if you want on Discord. I'm always happy to help people.
Yeah, like I've
it.
lost tried to how many times when I've asked their cats lots legitimately. Yeah, feel free to message me.
I just like helping people play this game. I love this game.
Honestly, you sound like me with Kirby, which it's convenient since that's coming up. But just very quickly, like twitch.tv/BeanQueenSoul, I do Kirby and other platform speedruns a lot, and also dabble in variety things. I'll save more of the shoutouts for the next run, since I'm commentating for that anyways, but seriously, thanks for having me. Kat, thanks for submitting this day. This has been a blast to learn. And finally playthroughs. I never played Spyro before now.
Did a good job.
Yeah, that was a really solid run. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Kirby.